Hello everyone, so here I am for sharing you the 4 golden tips by Godfather. The first golden tip is controlling to be distracted towards addictions. So, this first tip is how to control to get distracted towards the addictions. So, there are 4 methods for stopping to get distracted towards addictions. The first thing is have a busy schedule. A busy schedule will prevent you for getting newer addictions and avoid the ongoing addictions. The second thing is have a fixed target. If you are living and performing without any goal, then stop it. Set up a good goal so that you could try yourself achieving that goal and you will not get distracted towards the addictions. The third thing the third thing is that if you are in some physical pain or emotional pain, then you would not be distracted towards addiction. That's why the most love stories that fail often give an very extraordinary result. The breakups give an extraordinary personality. The fourth thing, the fourth thing is that have a proper meditation schedule if you want to avoid yourself getting distracted towards the things. Okay, so the first tip was of controlling to be distracted towards addictions, and these are the 4 sub points for preventing that. Now, second golden tip. The second golden tip is how to maintain the love towards our work consistently. Most oftenly, we set up a work, do it some days, and after that, we get bored from that work. Now, how to work consistently in that particular job? So, the main thing is avoid extra use of mobiles. The rays arising from the mobiles are harmful for your concentration levels. These will decrease your interest to be focused on one particular thing. A concentration level is a very important thing if you want to focus on only one thing at once. That is why avoiding mobiles if possible is very important. Only use mobiles if you want to do a particular important job. Now, another thing, meditation is also useful if you want to keep the love towards your work consistent. Okay, the next advice is to punish yourself if you are decreasing the love towards your work. Punishing in the sense, if for example you have the particular routine for working 7 hours daily on that particular one job, but you fail to do that someday due to your lack of interest, you work only 6 hours on that day, then on that day you don't do some level of comfort. If you have decided to go for ice cream during the night time, then don't go. Give some sort of feeling that you have did some wrong. It will prevent you decreasing the love towards your work. So for being consistent towards your work, for maintaining the love in your work, this thing is an important factor. The another factor is, for getting great benefits, for improving the performance very greatly, you need to work consistently for a long period of time. It is very non advisable to increase your work towards a particular work very rapidly. Means, if you have habit of working 7 hours daily, then don't suddenly push up yourself for working 12 hours daily. This will cause a feeling of depression in you. If you have worked 12 hours today, then you would be totally exhausted tomorrow for working 7 hours also. So increase the work towards your particular work slowly. If you have worked 7 hours today, then tomorrow you work for 8 hours, not 12 hours. And for by slowly increasing the time period during the work, you can finally reach to 12 hours target for working daily. This was the second golden tip. The third golden tip was how to avoid being depressed. So it is very important to avoid being depressed. The only solution for this is to find a driving force for living. What is a driving force? Driving force is a factor which is going to push you towards your particular job. So finding that is very important. If you are a student, then the driving force for you should be you have to give your best performance among all other mates. This should be your driving force. If you are a boss of a company, then you should have the driving force that you have to grow your company. Don't just do your job for money and don't just run for marks. So you have to give your best performance and that should be your driving force. If you are doing a job for money and you are performing as a student for getting more marks, then you will develop a greed and greed causes depression. So this is harmful. So for avoiding depression, find the proper driving force for living. This was the third golden tip. The fourth golden tip is find a non addictive source of comfort. If you want to live happily, find a very good source which is not going to addict you. For example, getting a good friend is a great help. If you are working for 6 hours per day, then after these 6 hours of work, give at least some minutes with a particular friend you like the most, so that next day for working 6 hours you will develop a positive energy. Again, if your friend is not living in your town and you are working in a company 6 days a week, then on the 7th day if you have holiday, then spend the time with your friend on the holiday, which will give you a positive energy for working for 6 days a week in your company. So, a non addictive source of comfort is very crucial. If you are giving a particular addictive source of comfort, for example, you are doing some destructive work, you are drinking a cigar for getting comforted, then this will cause a negative feedback to your brain and you will decrease your love towards your work. So that's harmful. So find a non addictive source of comfort. These are the four factors and four golden tips told by the Godfather. The first golden tip, what was that? Of it was that we have to avoid being distracted towards the addictions, and I told the 4 points for that. First was keep a busy schedule. Second was give a fixed target. Third was if physical pain is there or emotional pain is there, you will not be distracted. Fourth point was no meditation routine. If it's there, then you will cause problems, so have a proper meditation schedule. The second golden tip, what I told you, it was of maintaining the love towards your work consistently. The third golden tip, what was that? It was avoiding depression and finding a driving force for living. What was the fourth golden tip? The fourth golden tip was finding a non addictive source of comfort. I hope you liked the tips from the Godfather. So please hit the like button.